Hello and welcome to Boom and Crash Expert Advisor. Okay. I hope you had a great day. If you're present, kindly send a message in the chat box. I'm doing well, Freddy. I hope you are too. Funky, I see you. I hope you made profit today. How was the market today? Or you didn't trade at all? Okay, you start with the analysis. Right. So let's start. I think the network is a little bit slow, but we can do something. Tendani, I see you. Now, taking a look at Crash 1000. Crash 1000. In fact, I would like to press Ctrl Y to activate my dotted line. These lines, vertical line there, and then another vertical line here, another red one. Let me make it a little bit thicker so it demarcates the end of the day very well. Great. So we know where the day is ending, where the day is beginning. Now if you take a look carefully at let me switch to M. if you have been observant for a while now, you realize that most times there's a particular trend for the day. Within 24 hours, there's a particular trend for the day. Right now, you see, this is 1 day, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We've gone 5 days back. This crash 1000. Then you see that there is a downward trend even from day 6 into day 5. Let's call our current day day 1. And let's call yesterday day 2. So this is day 5, day 6. So from day 6 into day 5, there's a downward trend. You see that? Now, this means that in most cases, this means that the next day the trend is going to change. Do you see that? The trend is going to change because it's not going to trend in one direction. So if you are to analyze from the day perspective, then we would say that from day 6 to day 5 there's a downward trend. Then from day 5 to day 4 there's a change in trend. All right, day 3 there is still that continuous upward trend. There's no change here. Trend. Day 1 we have a huge change in trend. So this will tell us that the next trend that is going to come, what's it going to be? It's either going to be, let me push this backward a little bit. The next day that is going to come, I'm going to place my vertical line here and another one here. So this showing us that the next trends that are going to come are either going to be a slight upward trend here, or is from 12 a.m. as it stands. The time is I think the time on my 4 p.m. Ghana time. So it's either going to, which is kind of a consolidation, or it's going to trend upward the whole of tomorrow. It's going to be in a serious upward trend, or it's going to rise slightly. But come on, we know that there's going to be an upward trend on crash 1000. We know there's going to be an upward trend on crash 1000. So this is just the overall with 15-minute time frame. So now we'll go inside to check the trend of the market, how it's going to trend. But before we do that, I'll switch to H1, because before you take any confident trade, you need to I usually check these ones, then I come and check 30, then I check 5, then I check 1. There are times I check 5, 15 and 30. There are times I check 1, 5, 30, and there are times I check 1, 15 and H1, depending on the movement of the market. So this is H1. H1 is telling us that this is a support. There's a support here. I think now I'll dig my lines, because I think they're a little bit disturbing. This will take some time. Please permit me. Okay, we are done. Left at this. So this is showing us that that means that it is likely, even though there's a likelihood it's going to change, there's also the likelihood that it's going to go down and hit this support, because it hasn't yet reached it. It's like it's attempting to reach that support. So there's also that option that, so when we measure on M15, it is not so clear that when we go back to H1, we now see that, oh, the market can actually continuously spike until it gets to a support. And one of the things that makes you confident that this support is not going to break and further spike downward is that the market is already sloping from a very high range. It's coming from a very high range. So the likelihood that it's going to break this support is low. But if it started spiking down from this point, then the likelihood that it will break this is high. So because it's coming from a very high range, we know that the likelihood that it will break the support is low. So what happens? Because of that, we are confident that this should be the last point at which the market will turn upside. It will turn upside down. We can say so. Do you see that? Please, if you have any questions as I speak or as I teach, you can drop it in the comment box and I'll attend to you. It's going to go up. So we switch to M5. Let's check M5. Let's see what's happening. So these are the possible directions. Either it moves up when the day begins, or it consolidates, or it keeps spiking till it hits the support that shows on H1. You see how I'm doing the analysis? Okay, so the time where, that is if you have small equity, the time at which you are supposed to close a looking, then you know that it's going to go further down. But once it's not broken, you can stay in and the market is sure to bounce back up. Okay. And I also explained in one of my videos, I think it was how to trade with low balance. I shared something and I said after a series of long spikes, okay, after a series of long spikes, there's a very start to trend. So when you see that after a series of long spikes, the market is trending more, then you can set a buy limit somewhere here so that if it spikes, it starts to buy, and then you leave it. With this one, when it happens this way, you can leave it, you can sleep and not even set a take profit, and you are sure that by the time you wake up, it's above your price level. Why? Because we have continuously long spikes. I hope you get the point. Predict. Now I'm going to predict where the market is going to move, and in the morning we will compare and see whether indeed that was the price moved to. So let me delete all arrows. I go to charts, I go to objects, delete all, delete everything, and now this is where the day will begin. So from this point, I'm predicting that price would move from this point to at least here, 11873. That is where I'm predicting that price is going to be. So I can even buy and then set my TP there. And I'm hopeful that in the morning when I wake up, price should be, even if it's going to spike, price should be above where I've set it of spikes. Just like what happened on the boom market. On the boom market, we saw there was a long series of spikes. Always look out for a long series of spikes. On the boom market, we saw it here. I think I have a floating loss in one of my accounts because the breakout was unexpected. Let me show you where I entered and I ran in a loss. I think that was somewhere here in this zone, and then all of a sudden there was a spike, then it kept on spiking until it got here. So I'm in a floating loss until the price level can now close the trade. So what happened here? What happened was there was a breakout with a lot of spikes. I'm analyzing from 15. Let me analyze from 5.